doing some work, man. Youngboy, of
Yeah.
course, is a super duper household name when it comes to the hip hop space, right? Kevin Gates.
Yep.
How how were her? Let's hear how were those sessions like? Because I mean, like every artist, the bigger they get, right? There's certain things that they want. There's certain things that have to go their way.
Right.
Is it once you build those relationships, though, does it just feel kind of normal? It just kind of flows.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, I do it long enough to where I know I can get their sound down pretty quick. Um, the Kevin Gates, however, that was actually a record that was sent in. I did work with NBA in this studio though, and it was just, he just came in after one of his uh, concerts. I believe it was at Whiskey North a couple years ago, and he actually still had his engineer with him. He was like an engineer producer guy that like was on the road, but I told him like he was like, hey, if you need me to step in and handle, I'm like, I got this, man.
Right,
I wanted to take I had to, you know what I'm
right.
saying? This is my studio, this is my house. I got to show them what I can do. So obviously, I did my thing. We probably knocked out like maybe 7 songs or something. Like he was going through them, just
Wow.
kinds of like freestyles and stuff, man. He's incredible talent, man. NBA is definitely incredible, and I actually built that relationship when I was actually in Atlanta. A buddy of mine goes by the name Ronell, who was on tour with them at the time. He was their photographer. Just called me up at like 4 in the morning and be like, "Hey, we got NBA over here at Patchworks, and we're in here with an intern engineer that's just hooking stuff up." But I told him that you're the guy to work with, so I had literally got my car and
Wow.
this is when I was living in Atlanta. I was still probably like 45 minutes away. So I just, take that's, as an engineer, you want to do this, man. You gotta be ready to go.
Right.
I woke up as soon as I got the call, dressed up as quick as I can, out the door, man. And there you go. I built that relationship, got in with some of their team, and so when they came out here to Tampa, it was already like, oh, that's James from Atlanta. We remember working with him. He's cool. They came over here, brought his whole squad over here, and yeah,
When you're hearing a lot of these, when you hear a lot of these new records, right? And like you said, you've been doing this for a minute,
right.
and these newer artists talk to you, and you hear maybe they come in here and they go, I want to sound like. Does does that does that make you cringe a little bit, or do you ever offer advice to an artist? Like maybe because here's how I feel, and you could tell me, give me your feeling on it.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody who's ever really made it, they've carved their own space. I don't
absolutely.
know why it seems so hard to see. Like to me,
Hmm.
like okay, like designer, I wouldn't want to say lucky, but he came off with a big record and he sounded a lot like Future. But
Yeah,
after that, we had Future, so they didn't keep designer, right?
yeah,
The baby is very much in his own space. Lil Baby is very much in his own space.
right.
Migos are very much in their own space, and the list goes on and on and on, right? NBA very much in his own space. So, and you, if you've heard it or if you haven't heard it, do you have any advice or do you offer advice to maybe an artist that comes in here or an artist that talks to you and goes, I want to sound like?
Um, yeah. For the most part, I always let them know. I'm like, you have to have a distinct sound that's going to pick you out of the crowd because there's a lot of people who are going to sound like a certain artist. However, if they're telling me I want to sound like that as far as a mix goes, like maybe the sonics of the song, I'll get them in that point. Like I'll listen to it and okay, I'll match the vocal levels and maybe the certain auto tune. But for the most part, I'm like, you don't want to try to rap just like them because, like you said, there already is one. Why would I want to hear a clone? Like I want the real deal. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell them, the you want to have something distinctive that's gonna set you apart from any other artist that's in the industry. Otherwise, you're just gonna get lost in the sauce, and
Right.
it's gonna be another imitation, and nobody wants to listen to that. They want the real deal. So yeah, I let them know that that's something that, even for me when I think I found an artist that you know I believe in that I might want to even help out. It's always because there's something unique about them. It could be a way they sing or rap or a tone of their voice, or that's what I look for.
Right.
So that of course that plays a major key in becoming a great artist.
Is there anything special or different that goes into the business of running a recording studio? I mean, what's in the day to day of actually running?
Well,
a recording studio?
First of all, shout out my wife, Brandy. She does help me out with that on the back end stuff with the money and the finances and taxes and all that. Having someone like that on your team is going to be very essential so I can focus more on this. But, you have to deal with engineers, hiring and firing. They're all, 1099, self-contracted, you know, make sure that you have to handle payroll taxes. So, definitely learn your tax game. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. So it's pretty much just like running any kind of LLC, any corporation for anything you do.
Right.
On top of just being a great, just being an engineer and bringing business. So I would say another key is marketing. Marketing is going to be probably your bread and butter of whether your studio is going to be successful or not. And I'm a people person. I go out to clubs, I go network, I go to music showcases, open mics, you name it. I give out my business card. I'll tell every artist that gets off stage, hey man, you work with me, you're gonna be a star. I don't.
Oh. Hey, you gotta have that belief.
You got to, man, because there's, especially if it's an artist that it does kill it. He's like, man, I definitely want to work with you. You have a lot of potential. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they come in here and we do an amazing record. They're just like, man, I've been recording myself this whole time, or I've been going to so and so studio, but man, we make great music, man. So I want to bring all my stuff over here, and that's kind of how I built my whole entire business. Just networking.
Is there a list of services that you offer, like in a recording studio? Like, I know that there's a recording, right? That's usually an hourly rate, right?
Right.
There's mixing.
You
What
got
other services with a recording studio?
You got mastering, of course, production. And what I'm doing now is bringing in-house producers. So I just have, I got the little room back there where they just come and cook up and just give me all the beats and stems so I can go and sell them to any artist that looks for beats. Of course, we are helping artists with their distribution and some marketing strategies and stuff like that, because I don't want to be one of those studios that's known for come here, record, leave out the door, have a nice day, go figure it out for yourself. I want to at least give them a path of what they need to do right. And we even help artists set up their LLCs, and we were pretty much full service. Now we're actually, now we got these lights that are shining on us. We're about to rebuild our photography studio, so that's going to be, we're bringing that back because we had that at our old location when we had the extra room, but now we're going to, kind of use our booth. We're going to kind of what do you call it, multitask it, I guess you want to say,
Right.
into making a photography studio where we can kind of close it with the with the blanket, so the sound doesn't bounce around. But when we need to use it for photography, open it up, and that's going to be just another service that we're going to provide for artists. So now they can get their pictures and album covers done.
So full service.
Full service, yeah. And then we contract. We have video people for whether they want to shoot in studio, behind the scenes, or full blown music videos, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
Dude, so the more you can do, the better.
No, I appreciate you letting us into this space, man. Does someone need a studio? Like, you've obviously grown. Does someone need a room this big? Or because you've got two pretty good sized rooms. Even where your artists go in the booth at, you told me that you use that for even a dance, like choreography, like a choreography studio, choreographing stuff, right? Does say I'm 23, I'm starting a studio. Do I have to be ready for a space this big, or could I be in a smaller space?
No, you don't have to have anything like this. It just depends on what you're trying to do. I was kind of blessed with the spot. It was already pre-built with the big booth. It wasn't like there was just something that was already done because the original owner of this did a lot of live sound.
Gotcha.
So if you're trying to get into like a lot of live sound stuff, recording full bands, at the same time where you have the singer in one booth, you got the drums in here, you got the guitars. So that's where that comes into play. And so you technically don't need to do that if you're just dealing with vocalists or rappers and stuff like that. You can get away with a small booth. But yeah, for me, I deal with so many different types of clients. Like, I've just had a choir that came in here, So having a huge booth like this definitely helps out. You can't fit 12 people in a small 10 by 10, 8 by 8 booth.
Right.
It'd be kind of crazy. So having the space definitely it'll bring you some more jobs. I'll put it that way. And then of course, we like you said, we multi-purpose it. You dance studio, so they can rent it out for that. They'll rent it out for photography. We even use it for parties, man. I'll pull all the mics and stuff out of there and set up tables and hey, man.
See, Ben, we're obviously missing out. See, we got to go where the parties are.
Oh yeah, it gets crazy in here. What, 50 to 100 people in here, man? Crazy.
Is that a rap movie? No, that's another conversation. That's another conversation. I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. And again, I appreciate you having us, but I like to do this. If I'm a young kid and I'm thinking about, getting in this space of recording, being an engineer / producer, mastering, opening my own business even.
Right.
What would be a word of advice you'd give me?
Well, before you even do that, get your clients first. I would work out of a studio, build your business up. Because without that business, I mean, you're just going to be paying rent and paying all these bills and with no money coming in. You don't want to just build it and just hope people start coming. You want to start making yourself a household name before you do it. And that's where, I worked out of multiple studios before I opened up Executive. I would say probably a good 3.5 years, I was working out of different studios, but I was still networking. I was going out, and I already built my, pretty much you want to call it my book of business before even jumping into this. So when I did open up, I already had money coming in like right out the gate. And plus, I'm great with marketing, and we put money behind the marketing of the studio. So once you open up a studio and you put the word out there, people get excited. Oh, I'm going to come try you out. That would be my biggest thing, is just make sure that you're out there and you have that face throughout the city to where people know that's the guy to go to. If you don't have that, then yeah, you're gonna sink, man.
Dude's name is James Woodman. This is Executive Studios. Where can they find you at on social?
You can find so my IG, Executive Studios Official. Of course, my personal IG, if you want to reach out to me directly, is James Wood Executive, and then Facebook is Executive Studios. Pretty much Executive Studios across the board.
I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
I know that you are a busy guy, and it looks like it's all going in the right direction, man. Again, James Wood, Executive Studios. Good luck with everything, man. And I do want to actually come back. We probably got to get it. We probably got to take naps during the day, right? And come hang out with you late at night when you got studio sessions going on. Ben and I get to come in here, or maybe just invite us to a party. Invite us to a party. Ben said he likes parties. We come to a party.
Oh yeah.
And we hang out with you, man. But again, like I said, I appreciate you taking the time in and giving us the game that you have today, and it means a lot.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, Ekin.
Hip Hop Study Hall, man. I just get to get here and get to hear these stories, and I'm loving it. I swear I am, man. We gone.